Here are 7 things you need to know before getting your real estate license. The first is unlimited earning potential. The second is marketing is key. The third is be patient with the licensing process and make sure you have some savings before you dive into real estate. The fourth is make sure you set and track the right activities. The fifth is find the right mentor or join a team. Number 6 is considering full-time versus part-time real estate agent work. And the last and the most important thing, my favorite thing about real estate, is that there are so many different ways to succeed. So let's dive into the first one, unlimited earning potential. The beautiful thing about real estate and many sales jobs is that your income is determined by your ability. So what I mean by that is you could earn $0 a month or you could earn $100,000 a month. So I'm going to share here the average income shown by NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors in the United States. Okay, so the average range was between $43,000 and $57,000 as of January 26 in 2023. Now here I'm going to pull up a chart of one zip code that's near me, and this zip code is about a 3-mile radius. I pulled up the top 7 agents production just in that one zip code. So the top agent sold about 18.5 million in total volume. So we're just going to do a quick calculation. The average commission, let's say, is 2.25% on that 18.5 million. This agent made about $415,000 just from that one zip code. The lowest, number 7 on this chart, sold about 12.5 million. And so if we do the calculation on 2.25% commission, that's just an average. That's just an estimate. It could be higher, it could be lower. That agent made about 280,000 just in this one zip code. So these numbers can show you that just from one zip code, agents are making multiple 6 figures, right? 415,000, 280,000. There are agents making over 100,000 a month, depending on where they are. The second thing that I mentioned earlier is marketing is key. Agents who have the ability to get attention, get people to know who they are, trust their brand, are going to succeed tremendously. And so the phrase that most agents think of is being top of mind. So what that means is when someone thinks about real estate, they think about Darren Tsai or the top producing agent in that area. And why that's important is you could be the best agent in the world. You could know the contracts from A to Z. You could know the area super well. You could be the best negotiator. But if no one knows anything about you or doesn't know that you have those abilities and skills, then you won't get new clients. And speaking of getting new clients, it's a pay-to-play industry. What I mean by pay-to-play is you can either pay with your time or you can pay with money. Paying with time means that you're putting your time and energy into your marketing yourself. So you could be creating social media content, you could be knocking on doors, you could be cold calling, you could be the one passing out flyers. And so those marketing techniques are mostly just going to be costing your time. The other option is paying for leads with your money. So there are lots of different lead generation sources. You could pay Zillow, you could pay Redfin. There's a bunch of other software companies that will sell you data, and that would be using your money to pay for marketing. The great part about marketing is that it's your decision. You're going to be able to pick and choose what you like to do and what fits your personality best to become a successful agent. I am personally working on social media, so Instagram, Facebook, YouTube are my main 3 platforms. The beautiful part is that I've seen agents do super well on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest even. And like I said before, it's really what you want to do and how you want to run your business. So now that we kind of talked a little bit about the marketing aspect, which was the second key factor before getting your real estate license, I'm going to dive into number 3, which is be patient with the licensing process and make sure you have some savings before you get into real estate. The licensing process usually takes at least 90 days. So you're going to have some licensing requirements. I'm in California, so I'm just going to cover high level the California requirements. So how you are going to get your license in California, you're going to go to the DRE, Department of Real Estate website. You're going to make an e-licensing account. And then after you do your e-licensing account, you're going to need to make sure that you do some online education. In California, it is 135 hours, 3 courses, 45 hours each. And then you will also need to get a background check, fill out the correct paperwork, and then pass the real estate license exam. I've made a couple other videos to walk you through step by step how to get your real estate license, how to pass the real estate license exam as well. So after you've completed everything, congratulations, you've gotten your salesperson's license. Now you need to actually close your first deal before you get paid. Typically, most brand new agents are closing their first deal 60 to 120 days in, depending on obviously your specific scenario. If you're in a very competitive market, it might not be that easy to get your first deal. And because it's not that easy to get your first deal, that's why I'm recommending you maybe have 6 months of savings, so you're not too worried and you can really focus on doing those activities. Speaking of activities, that's number 4. Make sure before you get your license, you understand that you're going to need to set and track the right activities that you should be doing as a real estate agent. So very different from most regular jobs. You don't have anyone holding you accountable. You don't have anyone really telling you what to do. It's going to be all on you. So it's going to be really, really important. Whatever marketing path you decide to go down, let's say it's social media, let's say it's cold calling, let's say it's door knocking, whatever you decide to do, make sure you set a number of the activity that you're going to do that week and then track that. So I am personally focused on social media. So my main objective every week is to create valuable content to my clients, prospective clients, and then make sure I'm creating enough content and getting it out to my audience. On top of just creating content, I'm trying to have a certain number of meaningful conversations every day that are real estate related. So what I mean by that is I'm not just randomly calling people and asking them how they're doing. I'm trying to figure out, do they know anyone, or are they in the market for buying or selling, and when they would be doing that. And so without tracking these activities, it'd be really difficult for me to hold myself accountable to see if I'm doing the right things to end up closing deals. Maybe you're a new agent and you actually have no idea what activities would be the right activities to be doing. And that leads me into number 5, finding a great mentor or joining a team. For a lot of new agents, there's a couple brokerages that have been around a long time that do a good job training. A lot of people like Keller Williams, a lot of people like Coldwell Banker, a lot of people like Century 21. However, there are other new brokerages that are cloud-based, but they do have teams. So EXP and Real Broker, those brokerages have probably been around about 10 years or so. And they have a lot of online learning. So it depends on your learning style, depends on your local market. But either way, if you want to have a great real estate career, find a great mentor so you can see and learn from their experiences. Don't worry too much about the split or how much you'd be giving up on your first couple deals, because the reality is if they are giving you education and experience and they're going to accelerate your learning, it's going to be worth it. Stay with them for a year or two, and once you feel comfortable, once you feel competent and you understand real estate, then yeah, go out on your own once you know what to do. And I think the beautiful part about joining a mentor or joining a team is you get the opportunity to see how a elite or high performing team operates. What are they doing on a daily basis? What are their marketing strategies? And then you can take the stuff that you like from it with you, and you don't have to do everything they do. And so finding the right mentor or the right team is going to be crucial for new agents, because it's going to allow you to just accelerate that learning. Now, number 6, this one is kind of controversial. Some agents in the industry do not think there should be part-time agents. However, I think part-time agents are great. I think real estate is actually a great side hustle or part-time job. Many people have really great flexible W-2s. For example, some firefighters or some nurses. They're going to have 3 to 4 days off some weeks, and maybe they love real estate, and that is something that they can do 2 or 3 days a week. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. So if you do want to become a elite or top 10 performing agent in your area, you will need to go full time. The reality is you're going to need to put in the time and effort to build your brand, to build out the audience and the community in your area, and it will be some work. But if that's what you want to do full time, the income earning potential is very high. It could be a great investment and a great career. Before you get your license, really consider if this is something that you want to do on the side, or if you want to do it full time. And the last thing to know about real estate, and my favorite thing about real estate, is that there are so many ways to be successful with real estate. I've met so many different agents. Many of them are making $500,000 a year, over $1 million a year. And the crazy part is they all do something different. They are just committed to their marketing strategies. They're committed to having lots of great conversations with people, but overall, none of them do the same things. So that's the beautiful part about real estate. You can find what works for you and what you enjoy doing and make a great living. As previously mentioned in the video, I'm focused on creating social media and creating great content. So you can find my Instagram page, DarrenSai_. There's some social media tips in there. If you're interested in starting a career in real estate, feel free to DM me on Instagram or email me here. I'd be happy to answer any questions and help you get started on your real estate journey.